We start tonight with a warning that the NHS remains vulnerable to hackers unless it urgently updates its computer systems. That's according to a leading cybersecurity expert who says attacks on healthcare are a major global problem. It follows last month's attack on a pathology provider to the NHS, which affected several South London hospitals, with some of the disruption still ongoing. Here's our investigations reporter, Guy Lynn.
The attack was described as one of the most serious in British history. More than 6,000 appointments and procedures had to be postponed or moved to other locations from a number of centres in South London, including Guy's, St Thomas and King's College hospitals, all when a Russian-based hacking group targeted a pathology testing organisation called Synovis that was being used. So tonight there's a warning from the former head of the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre. That's the main body that is utilised to protect the UK from such threats. Unless the NHS separately sorts out some of its dated computer systems, the warning is that there may be more attacks.
Obvious that this was going to be one of the most serious cyber incidents in British history because of the disruption to healthcare. Now we know officially that more than 1,100 operations have been cancelled, that 200 of those relate to cancer care, some of those involve children, so it's absolutely ghastly. But in parts of the NHS, it's quite clear that some of the IT is out of date. There was a report earlier this year saying that something like 8,000 doctor years were spent waiting for computers to boot up and things like that. But in general, out of date IT is very, very hard to protect. Trying to improve and modernise the NHS IT estate is probably the single most useful thing that we could do.
So how much of an issue is out-of-date IT? Well, Professor Martin there referred to those thousands of wasted hours from that British Medical Association report. And we've spoken to some London doctors who didn't want to be identified, echoing similar concerns about old computers. One said, any quick computers are quickly identified and become very popular in any working area. I'd be frustrated if I had a typical NHS computer at home. Another said the operating systems are very slow and the lack of a unified NHS system is shocking. I'm very worried about the implications for cybersecurity. Now, of course, other doctors praised the systems they were using, so this is variable. But why does having out-of-date computers keep cybersecurity experts up at night?
When you use outdated systems, software is not kept up to date. This means that any attacks that are found go unfixed. So people like Microsoft who write your softwares, for them that's a product that they've finished developing and they're not going to maintain the security of these softwares moving forward.
And what are the implications of that?
Well, simply if you continue to use these softwares, then the attacks will continue as we've already seen over the last number of years.
Now, finally, just to say, yes, there have been other cyber attacks over the years, but within the NHS, such incidents are pretty rare. The one thing that hackers want is money, and the NHS, unlike some examples maybe in the USA, is unlikely to pay up. Cyber experts say that it's absolutely vital that there are no holes in the system, so to speak, with out-of-date IT, to prevent the kind of problems that we've seen in South London repeating in future. Now, if there's anything at all on this or something else that you'd like us to investigate, you can always get in touch in confidence on the following email: London Investigations Team at bbc.co.uk.